It's time to build a light for above this workbench. This is the primary workbench in my shop, and the lighting in here is pretty good, but it's not as good as I would like for like task lighting specifically. This light is going to be a little bit decorative and a little bit functional. The idea is that I'm able to raise it and lower it just by pushing up or pulling down on it. So I have some ideas on how I'm going to go about doing that, but let's head over to the whiteboard and come up with a kind of a layout and maybe a few dimensions, and we'll go from there. So the principle is that it will be a rectangular so this will be kind of looking down from the top. I'm thinking that this will be 3 by 7. It'll bring the light right to the edge of the table, but also keep it out of the way, hopefully. The wiring system, though, that's the tricky part. So I'm intending on running some wires up to a pulley. There'll be a weight system here, some sort of weight. I don't know what that's going to look like quite yet, but this will be a counterweight that will weight the opposite of this. And there'll be a box on the ceiling that the wires go into, and a plug-in or some electrical thing I'll do in the ceiling. There'll be a pulley here, and well, same height obviously, but a pulley there. And the idea is you'll grab a hold of this and lift, and this counterweight will go down, and you pull down, the counterweight goes up. So that's my plan, and we're gonna go ahead and build this lower section, and then we'll figure out the rest as we go. At this point, I need to glue it up and staple it together and let the glue dry, and then we'll install the LED light strips on the inside of it and take a look and see what it looks like. Before I get too much farther along with the build, I'm going to go ahead and install the lights. So this is ribbon lighting, LED light strips. Check out the link in the description. that's a little heavy duty for what we need. But check that out. That's a 12 by 12 piece of aluminum. For the sake of practicing some aluminum welding, I think we're going to make that upper light bracket mount out of this. Get a couple of tacks on there real quick, and then we'll get it cleaned up with some wire. So that little tray looking deal is going to be the light box mounts on the ceiling. I'm going to drill a couple of holes in here, have the wires, and we'll do all the wiring inside of here. So I've gone ahead and cut out all the pieces for the box that will be the weight, or the counterweight for the light. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Well, it's time to mount the brackets for the light. I went up in the attic and I put in some structural members, basically to span across. And I wish I had this ladder to work off the whole time, because the farther we go that way, the harder this gets. Well, there's our first pulley. So 30 inches from the center of that needs to be the center of the main bracket. Well, brackets are all up. We can go ahead and get the light over here and start doing the wiring. Well, it's not the prettiest thing ever, but it serves the function and makes it easy to take apart. Well, it's time that we put this whole contraption to the test. Well, the light is off the table, which makes me really happy. That means the counterweight weighs twice as much as the light. So we're going to be able to reduce the weight in the counterweight to get the balance correct. Once we've done that, we'll actually connect the wires and we'll be done. We're pretty close in weight. It doesn't take much force to lower the light, which is really good. Or two. I think we're pretty much there. So we're wiring up this box. The box goes on the ceiling. So we just need to wire nut these neutrals and hots together. Well, here goes nothing. Okay, it's plugged in. So ideally, the light never is any lower than right about there. The swinging of the counterweight is actually raising up the light. So I'm gonna have to add a little bit more counterweight or take a little bit of counterweight out of the box. And I can refine that as we go. But it's actually working really well, so I should be able to raise this thing up. Oh yeah, look at that. If I push up on the counterweight, the light should come down. And it does. So we should be able to turn on the light now. There we go. Well, isn't that cool? Well, there it is. That's the new shop light for above my primary workbench. It's been in the shop for about 3 weeks now. It's proven to be very, very handy. It's actually worked out significantly better than I anticipated. It gives me the ability to use task lighting in this local area here and kind of really focus on what I'm doing. But it also gives me the ability to raise it up and out of the way so I can do larger projects when I'm feeding plywood through the table saw and large 2x4s, things like that. I think it's definitely a very functional light, and I think I would recommend if somebody had a similar type workbench, it would definitely be the way to go in my opinion. I would definitely build something similar in the future. Overall, very pleased with it. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you got a lot out of this one. And until next time, thanks for watching.